Watching a very good video there this morning from a fella I follow there on YouTube. He's a sort of a management consultant, guru. He actually lectures in a business school there, an MBA school, ESA, in Madrid or Barcelona, I think Barcelona. He's an Irish guy called Conor Neal. I watch his videos on his YouTube channel. They're very, very useful. Very, very useful. His father actually, I think, was top executive with Bank of Ireland way back, well, a few years ago now. But your man has had a career as an entrepreneur and so on. And he's lecturing now in this business school in the ESA in Barcelona. But his YouTube channel is very, very good, very, very useful. And there's only a handful of people whose videos that make it my business to watch and pay attention to. And this guy certainly is. I always watch his videos. He always has interesting stuff to share. Stuff he shares is to do with business, entrepreneurship, management, self-development, that sort of thing. Conor Neal is his name. You should check him out. But his video this morning was actually about Rockefeller, J.D. Rockefeller, the wealthiest man in the world at the time, back in whenever it was, 40s or 50s, I'm not sure exactly now of the time period, but his wealth, his fortune, in today's money would be worth around 400 billion, which is a serious amount of money in anybody's language. And one of the things that he always did, was spent a lot of time in quiet reflection. In other words, this was at a time this man made a fortune when people were making things with their hands, and yet this fella made an absolute fortune not with his hands, but with making good decisions. And in order to make good decisions, he did what apparently Einstein used to do. He spent a lot of time in solitude, in quiet reflection, just listening, in listening mode. Einstein apparently used to lie down on the flat of his back for a half hour to rearrange the thoughts in his mind and to make decisions or to figure stuff out. And Rockefeller every day apparently used to walk to work with his top executives, because all of the executives lived fairly close to Standard Oil headquarters. He used to walk to work with them every day, and that half hour every morning walking to work involved executives with issues or problems, etc. They could raise them with him, but also he spent his time listening, in listening mode, and in listening it allowed him to make good decisions, make better decisions. And he did the same thing at evening. Now obviously you wouldn't be doing it nowadays, insisting that all your top executives lived close to company headquarters and walking to work with the boss. That's not feasible. It's a non-runner. Just down the canal here in Enfield. But this idea of self-reflection, this idea of quiet time, the idea of time and space to actually figure out stuff, to form the various thoughts in your mind and get them assembled in order to make quality decisions, good decisions, is an interesting idea. And see where we're going here. Down by the canal here in Enfield. Very, very pleasant down here now at lunchtime. Today is not a bad day. But this idea of quiet reflection, of having time and space to decide what you're going to do, to think about things, is well worth considering. And nowadays, there's the bridge down there. Nowadays things are fairly hurly-burly with demands and notifications from mobile phones and from all sorts of social media sites and so on, and the valuable time that you might have from sitting quietly and just doing nothing, listening, is something that I think should be considered. And I must say, in my own particular life, I could jam my schedule every day in the office with 6, 7, 8 consultations a day, no problem, every day of the week. And yet I insist on only doing 3 consultations a day. And the reason for that is because I want to give those consultations my full time and attention. I want the time and space though as well between consultations and to do other things during the day. And if I have problems, if I have issues, if I have a conveyance to look at, or a property transaction to look at, or title documents to review, or a personal injury claim or whatever, I want the time and space to be able to give it my full attention and give it my best shot, the best quality thinking that I can do. And that's why I insist on only doing 3 consultations a day. And I know, quite frankly, and I get paid for every consultation, I do remember, but I know that I could jam my calendar full with 7 or 8 consultations every day. And yet I insist that I'm not going to do that, because I want the time and space to do quality work and to give everybody the proper care and attention. That's my thought for today. It's not an original thought, but most very valuable thoughts, quite frankly, are not all that original. They are all byproducts or composites of other leaders, other people who have gone before, other thinkers. And the likes of Rockefeller, that's what he did back in the 1940s and 50s, or whenever he was in his pub and making his fortune. And we can learn from others, we can learn from those who went before us, we can learn from people who actually have something valuable to share now. And as I say, we can learn from the shoulders of giants, or whatever that phrase is. But the key thing is, you do need to be able to differentiate and discern the BS artists and people who have genuine wisdom to share, genuine experience, genuine insight. Anyway, hope you find this video useful. Just a short video, it's my lunch break. It's the 12th of June 2024. I'm down the canal bank and I'm under the bridge. I'm under the bridge that actually goes over the old road through Enfield. The main road, or what was the main road, through Enfield. Enfield obviously is bypassed now. Here's the bridge. And here's the canal. Anyway, if you liked the video, I'd appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up down below. And even more importantly, if you're watching on YouTube, I'd appreciate if you watch this video up here. I don't know what video it is. It's going to be what YouTube thinks you might be interested in. But it helps the channel actually if you like, subscribe, but most importantly, actually watch another video of mine. Thank you very much.